Okay, we're off with the first day in Spa. So, free practice one, well, the only free practice session. What happened?
Oh gosh, it's been a while. Carlos's car was broken. That was the only thing I remember because that was the only thing I was crying about.
Yeah, he didn't exactly start off very well.
No.
In true Carlos fashion, spent half of the session in the garage. So thankfully that was sorted out. We don't know what happened.
It's quite stressful when I saw all the car being taken apart in the garage though. And they got like the engine cover off. There was a man with a spanner. That's never good.
Yeah, it was a real shame. He didn't even complete a lap without it going.
He didn't even get out the pit lane before he decided to jump into limp mode.
Exactly. But it's okay. He did all right.
Yeah.
He managed to get some laps in.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
That's kind of the big thing of FP1, I think. Everything else is kind of smooth sailing, right?
Pretty much. A lot of people locking
also had a problem. There was some lock-ups.
Lots of locking up, lots of lack of grip with the hard tyre. Because, as you may or may not know, in terms of the tyre compounds for this race, the hard compound is a C1, and then it jumps C2 for the mediums to be a C3, and the softs to be a C4. So they're really trying to promote a two-stop race with this. I'm hoping it is a two-stop race. I hope there's a really good tyre strategies that are within this race. So a lot of people were running the hard tyre a lot. A couple of teams, was it Haas and Red Bull doing medium tyre runs?
Mediums, yeah.
Which would have proven well for sprint qualifying. But yes, so the hard tyre did not seem to give a lot of grip, and that's why a lot of lockups, a lot of spins. That's what happened. That was happening a lot.
Thing is, it's going to be a wet race on Sunday as well, so we're running tyre compounds on an idea of trying to get race. What's the word? I'm trying to get preparations on race simulations for Sunday on a dry track, so it's gonna be another chaotic weekend, basically.
Exactly. They're trying to do this jump in the compounds to promote the two-stop race when all that's going to happen is it's going to rain and they're going to put the intermediates on anyway. Yeah. So
let's go full wets. We've not had full wets in a while.
Yeah, let's do another.
Let's really spice it up.
Was Australia full wets?
That was the start of the season.
Good point. That was 12 races.
20 odd races.
It's a year ago.
FIA, if you're listening, we want a 50 race season next year.
Apparently. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Let's go. Why not?
There you go. But the only person who wasn't that impressed with how the free practice was going was Isaac.
Isaac decided to take a nap.
He did. He decided to take a nap whilst everyone was trying to make sure he could be the fastest he could be. And yeah.
Things that worked harder than Isaac Hadjar during FP1 during FP1 and sprint qualifying.
The gravel.
The gravel worked quite hard.
It really did.
Yeah.
Lots of people caught out by it. A few people really went into it. I
think he spent more time on track than most of the drivers during sprint quali.
Yeah, even when they tried to blow it all away, there was still gravel on track. Yeah. Kimi became the most acquainted with the gravel.
Kimi. He's had a rough few races, hasn't he?
Poor thing. He needs to get back on form.
Yeah.
Toto Wolff, when being interviewed by Sky Sports F1, trying to act like he wasn't
I have never seen a man work harder than this guy pretending he's not going after Max.
Are you going to miss him?
In a way, yes.
Exactly. Are you gonna miss him? He was like, like in a way, like sort of. He's been here a while, so there's that. And I'm like, yes, Toto, you dodged that question. Good for you. Good for you.
He didn't, because Martin Brundle was pressuring that man.
Oh my gosh.
He'd be fantastic if he worked for, the police or, detective agencies or fraud investigations.
In terms of interrogations, Martin Brundle is top tier.
Get that man on daytime TV, Channel 4.
100%.
Right.
100%. So besides that, not a very eventful free practice session.
No.
The McLarens were fast.
They always are.
The McLarens were fast, and so was Max.
So again.
So, same.
No guesses as to who I've put on the top 3 of my predict tomorrow.
I don't blame you, because I've done exactly the same thing. In what order? That's the question. Oscar at first.
We'll say Oscar.
But then we'll see what happens with Max and Lando. Let's be real.
We're calling it now, Oscar.
Of course.
Well, I'm calling it anyway.
Oh, Oscar, obviously, yes. Yeah. But that takes us to sprint qualifying.
Sprint quali indeed.
Yeah, so SQ1 out. Lewis Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Ferrari put their upgrade with that suspension. What did it do?
Standings, and that is Lewis Hamilton off of the bus stop chicane, and that's Lewis Hamilton out of sprint qualifying.
For Hamilton, not very much.
I don't think it can be fully blamed on that. I think he had an unlucky circumstances. Yes, the slight oversteer understeer in the first run that he did was a bit problematic. Then he did get caught out by Kimi and all of his debris, so I don't think that was fair. And then the final, when he's on his second attempt when he locked up, that was just a shame as well. But I think there was just an unfortunate series of circumstances. I think had maybe the events in the first lap not gone the way that they did, maybe he would have put an okay time on the board. There wouldn't have been as much pressure in the second lap. Everything wouldn't have happened and he might have actually got through.
I think that's true. And also, he definitely did have some kind of mechanical failure, even though in the interview he didn't seem like it wasn't all his fault. He definitely took some blame. He was just really frustrated, I think. It was a tough day at the office for Lewis. So,
but I think when we compare it to quali for the actual Grand Prix in Silverstone, at least there was enough fuel in the car.
Yes.
So, we'll take the wins.
We'll see.
We'll take the win. That's really what you've got to do with Ferrari.
Exactly.
Find the silver linings.
Indeed.
There was enough fuel.
Yes. And of course, Kimi as well, out in SQ1.
Kimi's also gone.
So that's a bit of a shame.
Rough few weekends for him.
A bit of a shame. And now, SQ2. Nothing much really to report except for George Russell getting caught out in SQ2 as well.
It's not been a good week for Mercedes so far.
No, so no Mercedes in the top 10 for sprint qualifying. That's interesting. We'll see what happens in the race. Along with the two Aston Martins, you've got Lewis, Antonelli, Russell, and the two Aston Martins all in the bottom 7 or something. Yeah, that's gonna be a scrap for that first corner. So we will see how that goes. I mean, there's probably going to be some incidents or something. We will see. But because of all those people going out in those early qualifying sessions, in SQ3...
8 different teams.
Yeah, we've got both Haas's, the only team along with McLaren to have 2 cars in the top 10, which is insane.
If you'd have asked me this time last year to make my wildest prediction, it would not have been... Hulkenberg on the podium last race and 2 Haas's into Q3.
Yeah.
Probably the last thing I would have come up with, even in my most far-fetched assumptions.
Of course, qualifying 5th and 7th as well, which is brilliant. And in between those two is Carlos Sainz. Exactly. Thank God. Come on now, Carlos.
Can we have a good race?
Yes.
That's all I ask.
Yes, want a good race, want a good weekend.
Alex can climb up, it's fine.
Yes,
maybe.
Carlos,
it's a sprint, there's not a lot of laps.
True. Carlos deserves it.
Yeah,
it's time. Sure. Hopefully he can get something, he can make something of it. And then of course you've got Piastri on pole because that's what he was by almost half a second. And Verstappen and Norris doing what they do. Yeah. Leclerc putting it in 4th. So is the upgrade working? We don't know. We will see. I think the sprint will be a bit of long-running test for them, I think, to see what the race pace is actually like. So we'll see what happens there. But I think the order will be pretty much unchanged, especially towards the top of the grid.
Did you see in SQ3, by the way, when they were all preparing to go out, and they all talk about the fact that nobody wants to go out first at Spa when you're getting ready to go and do your laps, right? And it had gotten, I think, about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes into an 8-minute session, right? There's just over 4 minutes left on the clock now for everybody to get out, do an out lap, do their actual lap and then their cool down, etc, etc. There's 4 minutes left and not a single car has left the garage. The camera goes on to McLaren and everybody starts getting ready, but then there's an awkwardly long pause between them actually being like, okay, we're going to go out. I'm wondering if they tried to fool the other teams, right, by preparing, making it look like they were getting ready so that everybody else would follow suit and somebody would jump the gun before they did. Possibly. But the camera stayed on them for so long they actually just had to go with it.
It's possible.
Because to be fair, when they went out, Max was Red Bull had obviously been watching, right? Because the second Lando was out first, the second that Lando had gone, Max slipped in between him and Oscar. So it obviously worked to a degree, but the camera just stayed on them for so long, nobody could actually tell the exact time that they were going to go. Yeah. So they managed to sort of half blind themselves in that sense. I wonder if that was a bit of strategy that kind of backfired. It's
possible, because they do like to do the calling into the pits and then never go in.
Psych.
So it could have been a little bit of that, just to kind of see what they can do. I don't know. We will see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much the Fridays, 2 sessions
Friday's done,
for
yeah.
Spa. Lauren Mekies, as head of Red Bull, will see what strategy calls are made and how he can make sure that the race goes in Max's favour.
Yeah.
Yuki, poor thing, just missed out on SQ3 by something like 600ths or something like that. So again, missing out. He hasn't got all the upgrades that Max has, so I've got to take that into account. But we will see how he does. But yes, eventful day tomorrow. Got
Yeah, for sure.
the sprint race and then qualifying proper.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
We will see indeed.
Let's see.
Exciting weekend. I like a sprint weekend.
Indeed. And Spa track looks insane.
Yeah, I don't remember it last year, but the markings on the floor from the planks are insane this
Yeah,
year.
the
The
cars-
speed is unnecessary.
Yeah,
the ride height is ridiculously low. It's going to be a good weekend.
100%. I reckon it won't be that much different in terms of the regular qualifying to sprint qualifying. Besides, maybe all the Mercedes and all the Ferraris probably get into Q3.
We'll hope.
That's-
for your sake.
But it's so hard being a Hamilton fan in Ferrari right now. Anyway, until next time, guys. Bye.